Oh, okay.
So I don't know if this is routing through it. I turned it off, but you know how Bluetooth is? I just want to make sure you can hear me. So Globus or...
Kelly, I can see that you're in here. Give me an emoji if you can hear me. Okay. So before we talk about, actually, let's knock Reds and Steve out real quick here. Of course, we did a stream where we talked about Steb's GoFundMe's being labeled as disconnected from the payment processor, which, is this like little notification that GoFundMe was giving for certain fundraisers, and it could mean, as we said, a million things. So, of course, what do? They try to prove they're not being investigated, which was the point of everything we talked about, by opening the GoFundMe up again, which is an automated process, and sending money to the GoFundMe, which, again, there's going to be some funny gotchas, of course, over this situation. Because when you do something like that, right? See, these guys are famous and they've been exposed many times because when they try to prove something, instead of them actually hearing criticism and going in to prove the truth or prove the point of someone's criticism, they'll always focus on tiny things or focus on kind of like things that are off center. That's what a straw man is, right? Instead of focusing on the point of the criticism, you might cover something that just completely doesn't relate, or you'll cover something that slightly relates, though at the same time doesn't handle the criticism. That's what a straw man is. You get me? Red's Rhetoric is the most famous straw man builder in the debunking community. So they decided that instead of actually proving that their point, which was that they weren't being investigated, they thought they would pull a little, one of their little tricks to prove that they're not being investigated. So what they did was went back into his fundraiser, reinitialized it, like turned it back on, and then donated to it. So there are several reasons why that could show that the payment processor wasn't disconnected from Steve's fundraiser. There are reasons why it could show that. Though at the same time, there are many reasons why it could not show that, right? What did he do the last time that he wanted to prove he wasn't being investigated? Well, he proved that by getting a hold of GoFundMe and claiming that he called GoFundMe and putting like their communication up and having one of the GoFundMe people say, "You're not being investigated, sir." That's what he did last time. Now, does that prove he's not being investigated? Of course not either. But the point of the matter is they don't have to do these performative measures in order to try to, get a gotcha on their enemy. It's always the thing that is their downfall in this mess. Because, again, let's just think about it for a second. Like I said, their point is, if we can reinitialize the GoFundMe and send money to it, well, that means that the payment processor is connected. Now, the thing about GoFundMe is a platform that lets you break the law insanely if you want, and then deal with the consequences. GoFundMe is not a platform that implements measures to stop you from breaking the law. Also, GoFundMe allows you to break TOS greatly. And at the same time, GoFundMe allows you to, in the rare instance where they actually ban a fundraiser, which we all know is extremely rare because they're a business, they want to make that payment, they want to make that money. They aren't connected to it's a third-party team that investigates. It's a third-party team that is the payment processor. GoFundMe tries to have everything be a third-party team to take liability and issue off themselves. This is actually proven by their behavior on the platform. So I don't need to go into it because I'm in a hurry. My food will get cold. So it's just hilarious because, like always, they seek out to perform some scientific test that they think will be the biggest gotcha in the world, when in reality, it's not. It's very possible that because GoFundMe doesn't set out to stop people from using their platform to break the law, and they allow it, and then they just send it for consequences after that, reinitializing the GoFundMe could automatically reconnect it back to the payment processor and allow for donations to go through until later, when GoFundMe realizes what they've done, completely bans them. Without a permaban, I don't see how that would just stop everybody. Now, I'm not saying that's the case. It's very likely that GoFundMe can implement some measure there, right? But short of banning people and short of suspending accounts, GoFundMe doesn't, while they're investigating somebody, take those kind of measures. A lot of times, they'll notify the GoFundMe individual running it and say, yo, we're investigating you. We're going to turn off donations until then. And if you deactivated donations, reactivated donations, if you completely disabled your fundraiser, completely re-enabled your fundraiser, could it cause the system to allow, because everything on GoFundMe is automated until the team steps in. Nothing at GoFundMe is done by anything but computers until the team makes an intervention. Everybody will agree with this, right? Everybody who's being honest will agree with this. So I just wanted to giggle really quick. This is not even the main reason for this Twitter stream, but I had to giggle at Stephen Ritz because they haven't changed at all. They're still out there trying to have these dishonest engagements with the people who they get mad at, and they get invested in internet battles where they're the big tough guys and all this. And to them, it doesn't matter if what they're doing proves anything or not. If anyone would stop them and say, yo, Red, Steve, this isn't going to prove that you're not being investigated, do you think they would have stopped? Do you think they would have said, oh, well, then we might as well not waste our time and take a risk at Steve getting in more trouble for X, Y, and Z or something, right? Because again, if you haven't realized this yet, anyone can go to GoFundMe. Anybody can play whatever little tricks they want with GoFundMe to get people's money. And they can do it and do it and do it until they are in trouble with the police. So I would think that might dawn on Reds and Steve if they really wanted to prove that they're not being investigated. You see, when people act like this is why I say you got to ask why. Because obviously their primary reasoning would be that we would think is to try and, dissuade their cult followers, of which they've only got a few left, and to cling on to them in the most desperate way would make sense to why they want to do these performative measures, correct? Though, and I don't know why my phone is making these weird noises, so I'm gonna have to get off here very quickly because my food's getting cold anyway, and it'll let me reset this. Though, all I was gonna say was, my last point is, I don't think that's why they did it either. I think the reason that they're doing it is because they're desperate to prove to their last internal kind of donators that, see, those people don't think. They get caught up in their performative bullshit. They always have. Those long-term people that support them. And Reds and Steve still have people that they've brainwashed into believing that they aren't running fraud raisers. Regardless of all the admissions and all the proof, they still have these people that still believe the words that come out of their mouths. And in the end, what would he do if he wanted to prove it? What would he do? Well, he would, again, nothing more than proving that he did the right thing. That's how you prove you're not being investigated, because if they are investigating you, no matter if your lawyer reaches out to them, no matter if you reach out to them through email or anything else, or through the GoFundMe help desk, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you while they're in the midst of an investigation. It's possible they could, highly unlikely that they would. It's what made Stephen E.C. look so stupid for trying to file FOIA requests, not understanding how FOIA requests work. Not understanding that if they were under any investigation, or if there was an investigation into someone else, or for 100,000 other reasons, a FOIA request would be absolutely inane. But again, I think they do it more to prove to themselves something. I think they're so scared by the fact that they know they are being investigated that they do these things not to prove anything to you or me or anyone else. They do these things to try and give themselves a little bit of hope that GoFundMe isn't going to investigate them. And with Reds being involved, you can tell that that's why Steve went to Reds. That's why he went and approached Reds, and they sat down and tried to do this, is because Steve needed to go to someone who has ran many fraudulent fundraisers and actually talk to him to get the actual good advice that someone who's ran a bunch of fraudulent fundraisers and hasn't been yanked in front of the cops or whatever will give. Now, we all know Reds fled the country by his own admission and did a million other things, but we definitely don't know that he sat down and talked to the investigators. So the point is, it's very obvious why they did this, because they're scared. It's the only reason why they would do this. Steve could debunk all of us in a heartbeat just by actually being transparent that he did the right thing with his fundraiser and how and why to the, like we've done, pull the TOS. You get me? I don't have to keep going. Okay, great. So I find it hilarious that here we sit and they are still playing these games all this time later. And, you know, at least it's a little bit of, entertainment. Because again, I will challenge Reds to do the same thing I've always challenged him to do this entire time since he started to fear me so much that he ran from every debate and went and hid under the table, trying to put Sean and others up on the screen to make excuses and apologize and be thrown under the bus and sacrificed to the rhetoric, right? I'll challenge him to go watch our criticism and respond to it, as opposed to playing these games that are straw men. They don't prove anything. Now, the real reason for this stream is I'm owed $10,000 tonight. I am owed $10,000 tonight. Now, I'm not a mean guy, so I'm not gonna, be mean or anything about it. I understand maybe if she wants to send me like a couple thousand now and a couple thousand in a month, and a couple thousand in a month until it's like done or something. I mean, she says she keeps her word. She's not a liar. Molly is, and I believe her, and I want to believe her. And she did promise me $5,000 if I could prove that she did the bet. All of you know what the bet is. This is not me. I didn't ask her to do this. Okay, I didn't ask her to do this. I didn't, demand it. I didn't, none of that, right? She literally came out and said she was dead serious. And she's not, joking. She's not exaggerating or anything. She has the money. She's got way more money than that. So it's not like by giving me what she owes me now would be some hit to her or anything. And she said she would. And honestly, all I will do, and I'll make a promise to her, if she does donate it, I will use it to get equipment for my streaming office every dime. And I will show how you are transparent by showing receipts and I'll show how you're transparent with, proving things that are donated and stuff like that, right? Because this isn't a fundraiser. This is somebody who told me that if I could prove something, they would give me $10,000. Michelle. Now, again, I'm not a mean person. If she wants to go back on her word on it, I can't do anything about that. I'm not going to put her down. I'm not going to attack her. I'm not going to insult her. I'll be disappointed. I'll be more disappointed that she told me she did a lot to try to convince us that she was serious, or else we wouldn't have pulled the clip and put it out. But I've shared the clip on my community tab, so she knows. And if she wants to keep her word, I will not use a dime of it for Red Bull or vape. I won't use a dime of it to order food. I won't use a dime of it for literally anything else. And I'll use it all to get a new computer for streaming so that I can do more content for her and everyone else. I can do easier. It'll be a lot easier for me to do content because my last PC was top of the line. It was over $5,000. Okay. We're talking like the PC of the time. And right now it still runs everything I need it to run, but I got it in 2018. Like it was really late 2017 or really early 2018. I don't remember, but I got it then. So it's about 4 years old. That's why it can still do everything I need it to do. Still play Tarkov, still render videos, still process all those animations and stuff. It's just, it's a lot slower now. I need new graphics cards very badly. I need a new microphone. I need new lighting systems. I was just talking in Discord. I'd like to get a mixer and a piano pad so that I can actually perform music for you guys while I'm live. You know, like if I do an intro, I can actually do the music and myself while going in. And then on segues and stuff. So, I mean, that'd be really fun and awesome and cool. So again, that's only if she ends up giving me the money she said she would. Now, one more time, I want to make sure that Michelle hears this, so I'm going to be straightforward. I'm not going to try to force her or be mad at her or mean or anything if she doesn't do it. I'll just be very disappointed, okay? And now I'm going to go into Discord and hang out and eat. While I eat, I'm going to actually take a break because I went to the store. I got sandwiches. I want to eat while it's warm. And we should be live tonight because I'm working on a little video here, and then I'm going to upload it, schedule it to release in the morning, and then go live. So if everything goes good, we'll be live tonight. And if I have to put the video, if I feel like streaming and I have to stop editing and stuff, I will. But if I feel like I keep editing, I'll do that too. Either way, I'll keep you up to date here and on my community tab on Rock a Lot, all right? See you soon. Oh, let's do a summary. So the summary is, we already summarized the first topic. The summary here is, Michelle bet me that she said 5,000 and then said, hell, I'm dead serious and I'll up the ante to 10 if you can prove that I touched the weapon. And that video has been shared on my community tab, and it proves what it proves. And yeah, so, you know, again, if she only wants to send me 5K, I can't complain. I'd only have to be thankful. If she doesn't send me anything, I can't complain. I can only have to be thankful. I only have to be disappointed. If she sends me like $1,000 even, hell, I can try to get a PC with that. But, you know, we'll see what happens. See you soon.